So we have Bitcoin holding up at the $60,000 key level, attempting to put in a little bit of a bounce. And in today's show, we're going to have to assess whether this is the end of the shakeout and we may start to see prices climbing higher. So smash the like button, hit the bell notification. And again, guys, subscribe to the channel. Join the 1 million subscribers strong and join us on the pursuit for financial freedom. So let's get into it. If you have a look over here at Banter Bubbles, you can see on the hourly, definitely trying to put in a little bit of a bounce. Daily also slowly starting to turn back green, and then the weekly still red, right, which does present a major opportunity, because if you look at this over here, we have the last 24 hours of liquidation data coming back in again, and this is still very, very high, right, sitting around that $200 million mark. We've spoken about it. This has happened day after day after day, and typically when we've seen this in the past, this is where you start to form your ranging market, and then you put in some form of a bottom, and then you attempt at those highs once again. We're coming off pretty low volatility now, which means that when we do attempt at those highs over and over again, it just increases the probability of the next move being a real breakout. So we're going to have a look at timing wise when that breakout could potentially take place. Remember that all of this in terms of the shakeout has been due to geopolitical tensions rising. We're going to have a look at as well on a chart statistically what happens to the market 3, 6 and 12 months later following these let's call it political scares or any form of a warfare scare that does tend to send the market towards the downside. And I actually plotted all of it out on a chart over here. You can see we're not going to go through the whole chart. I pretty much just summarize. This is on the Dow Jones, going back in as far as we possibly could, looking at all of the major times that there was scares within the market. And this is what it looked like, right? So all the way from World War I, World War II, Korean War, 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 War, you had the USSR in Afghanistan, Iraq invades Kuwait, 9/11 September attacks. Let's just quickly, hardest, if you can just move me off the screen there to show them. We have there the 𝗕𝗬𝗕𝗬𝗕 war, we have US-China trade war, Russia invasion of Ukraine, and then we have Iran's attack on Israel. And these were the results, right? This was the initial knee-jerk reaction impact that we saw, and you'll notice that we haven't even seen anything quite as bad as the prior times, because on average it results in about a 9.95%, so just short of 10% drawdown initially, that knee-jerk reaction. And then after that, you can see if you go and have a look at the rest of the data, 3 months later, the markets were up on average 8.42%, 6 months later on average up 14.33%, and then 12 months later up 19%. So all of this is posted on Twitter. Please make sure you go and follow me there if you're not already following me, because I am dropping daily alpha beyond the shows, right? Beyond what you're seeing in the shows, a lot more information there than you're probably getting in the show. So go and follow on Twitter if you're not already. So if we look in comparison, right, to the typical 10% drawdown, let's just round it up, 10% drawdown on the Dow Jones, where would that take price? Well, from the top over here, when the scare came in, we only went down around 2%, just short of 2%. 10% drawdown would pretty much take you back into the trading range over here. That would take the Dow Jones down to 38,396. But I would say that the most probable outcome is that the worst is already over. It's going to blow over. It's going to be a thing of the past, and we're going to see prices grinding onwards and upwards. So you can see 6% down brings you into the range high support over here. And then I've also marked out the major support levels for the S&P 500 as well as the Nasdaq. So the S&P 500 could theoretically come down 8%, and it's going to find super strong support over there. And then we have the Nasdaq can come down about 6.4% before it finds major support. But what's more important is to focus on forward looking what is to come, right? 3 months, 6 months, 12 months later, because that's where your decision making now will earn you profits in the future, right? So you're looking at higher prices in the months to come, 12 months from now. If it plays out like the prior cycles, then, on average, you're looking at about 19%. Let's isolate. If we take away World War I, which was also extreme money printing, and you look at the other ones over here, give it between about 10 and 20% upside potential. So on your Dow Jones, 10 to 20% upside potential. You can see these are huge moves, right? That would be 46,300. And if you're going all the way up to 20%, well, then you're looking at about 50,500 on the Dow Jones. And you would expect that that's going to create a risk on rally for all of the different markets. So gold still continuing towards the upside. We're still in the long trade over there. And then we're getting pressure from the DXY, right? As COG shows over here, USD bounce causing BTC some problems so far this month. But at the end of the day, it looks pretty cooked, right? Because we have a high time frame breakdown. Now, this just looks like it's likely a quarterly open dead cat bounce on the DXY, as you can see over there, just back testing into that level. And we've been tracking this pretty extensively over the last couple of months, even over the last year. We're always having a look at this, and you can see pushing back up over here. This was the breakdown level, so you may get one test into that and then flush again. We'll continue to monitor this until this starts to come towards the downside. It will add pressure for risk on assets, that being Bitcoin and crypto, right? By the way, if you do want to trade any of these, we always mention that Prime XBT offers the opportunity, but now you can actually see that it's come to ByBit, right? New additions include China, A50, Dow Jones, Nasdaq, Nikkei, Hang Seng, and more. That is on ByBit. So you can actually trade now the indices and TradFi markets on ByBit. Very, very, very interesting for those of you that want, a crypto native place that you can utilize to also diversify into some of those markets. If you do want to trade those things, use the link in the description below, right? Because ByBit's offering up to $30,000 sign-up bonus if you use my specific link below. Again, that depends on how much you allocate into the ByBit account, right, to determine your sign-up bonus. And then also early registration ends in 3 hours. 3 hours, that is for the World Series of Trading competition. Please join into our Crypto Banter group, right? So you'll also use the link below to enter in, click the early registration, sign up, join us. This is $10 million up for grabs, right, in prizes that could potentially be won if you do well in that competition. All right. So speaking of which, we spoke about how now, you've got the Chinese markets coming also into ByBit. One of the reasons is probably because they know what's coming, right? They know what's coming in terms of the stimulus in China that's going to make a lot of create a lot of volatility in the Chinese stock market. And you can see over here, China economists suggest that there could be 1.4 trillion bond sales in stimulus bid, which is absolutely huge, right? 1.4 trillion US dollars worth of stimulus coming into the markets. And that's going to create an up-only environment, and China's stock market will continue to pump, and that will probably trickle through into crypto. So this is bigger than the entire pretty much Bitcoin space in terms of market cap, just for extra stimulus that's coming in, which is unbelievable. So you can see over here, Bitcoin volatility resetting. We spoke about this a whole lot. We said if bulls slowly but surely start to take control, we already came off of low volatility over here. You may see this go up, recontract, squeeze back in, and then that's where you get the real move, right? And hopefully at that point, it's bulls breaking out of the bull flag, out of the cup and handle formation, and getting prices rallying onwards and upwards, because you can see over here, you can of course see that cup and handle, right? Cup and handle formation, pretty much textbook perfect. And we're still just waiting to flip this key area into support and then leave that region with extreme volatility towards the upside, creating, our fifth and final leg up for the Elliott wave count within this bull cycle. So all in all, low volatility is good. Bulls just need to save price action from breaking down any lower. You can see that the aggregate funding rate average is slightly favoring the bulls over here because it's very, very low, almost even negative, right? Flat to negative favors the bulls. It's showing that it's not overheated yet, right? We're not overheated. We've seen big resets in the fear and greed coming back down to 41, so in neutral territory. And for the most part, we've been oscillating, back and forth around that 30 to 40 environment, right? 30 to 40, 40 to 50, give or take. And if you isolate this cycle, which we go from January 2023 to current levels, you can see the prior times that the fear and greed was printing between 30 and 50. That was typically your reaccumulation zones before you get the big markups. Therefore, I think that this whole area over here is most likely going to be reaccumulation, similar to what we saw, again, same timing wise last year in September, October. That's the exact environment that we saw before leading into the next major markup. Now, we have this current price action unfolding over here. You can see the series of lower lows and lower highs on a weekly scale. And then, of course, This candle, as the saying goes, broke the camel's back. That's ultimately where things started to shift. We broke above there, and now you have a whole lot of panic coming into the market. I even saw OGs within the space saying that they're selling everything. They're panicked out of positions, which is absolutely ludicrous, because you're panicking literally at the first sign of a change of character within the market, which is breaking above those previous lower highs. So when could we expect the sell-off to finish, and when could we expect Bitcoin to move up to create new highs? As per what October is typically like, the October month, right? We've spoken about the seasonality, seasonal low between July, August, and September. And then we're looking for a major move into October, November, and possibly at a push in December. But the most likely outcome would be October, November for the big push up. So when moon, you may ask, well, when moon? If you look over here, Eric Crown looked at some of the data, and this is in alignment, I guess, with also what I've shown over here. 3, 6, and 12 months later, we're expecting continuation of this move. So if we look at his analysis specifically on Bitcoin over here, Bitcoin has not seen the high in October typically until the third week, so around the 21st of October. And in contrast with that, looking at the lows, well, generally that typically occurs within the first 7 to 10 days of the month. So the lows within, towards the end of this week, beginning of next week, you'd expect that the low would be in. And then you're looking for pretty much 2 weeks of upside leading into the high of October occurring in the third week, right? So that's what the statistics suggest. And when we look at this chart over here, we marked out all the lower highs, the lower lows. We broke structure, creating a higher high. And now we're just waiting for that higher low. The higher low could form right over here, right? It doesn't necessarily have to form, as per my little LARP lines over here, it could be something like that. So please do pay attention for that. That is a possibility. But I said in a worse case scenario, what you'd be looking for, is the sweep down possibly into the 0.65 to 618, which price-wise, that correlates to Bitcoin being 57,500 to 57,800. Within that pocket is where you're looking for a little bit of a reaction and a bounce. So if you do push up over here and you reject into the underside resistance, so there is the underside resistance over there, that's where you probably get that sweep down into early next week. Again, if we look back over here, between the 7th and 10th day of the month. Now I've given you, random trajectories over here, the 7th to the 10th day of the month. So you push up over there, and then next week you come back down over there. Well, if you look at that, where would that be? 7, 8, 7, 8, 9, 10, similar to what he says over here, 7th to the 10th day of the month, right? So basically the move up that you're seeing over here, be careful that you don't get the underside rejection and then sweep down one more time into that pocket. That's where you probably create the final low, and then move onwards and upwards, right? At the end of the day, you're looking for all of this to be a deviation, and more specifically, you want to see price immediately reclaim and hold back above 59,500. Why is that level significant? Well, this is your 50% level, right? The halfway mark between the low and the high, and that would show a sign of strength that bulls are holding up within that area. And we spoke about the sign of strength, right? The sign of strength will transition on the Wyckoff accumulation schematic from phase C into phase D, and then catapult you into phase E, which is where you get the real up only move. So we spoke about that, a strong bullish move, right? That breaks through high volume resistance, indicating the markup phase. And if we look over here at the high volume, remember, we spoke about that yesterday. Here's your high volume, all allocated above current price action as per the side volume profile over here. That's the region that we need to get back above, right? So we're looking to get back above that, and then we should be onwards and upwards. Well, we're still sitting right at the inflection point, which is a good thing, right? So looking for the higher low to be created somewhere around here, and Bitcoin dominance probably continues to push up in this environment. Keep an eye out for that 60% mark for a major top in the Bitcoin dominance, and then eventually this will come down. Why am I not concerned that the bull cycle is over, right? A lot of people think the top's in. Left translated cycle, it's all over. Pack it up, boys. We'll see you in 4 years. Well, why do I not think that? Well, firstly, we haven't even seen altcoins outperform Bitcoin at all. And if you look at this over here, what we've noticed, the top one with the candlesticks over here relates to the Bitcoin dominance. Now, Bitcoin price-wise, which is on the bottom over here, tends to top, right? It tends to top when Bitcoin dominance is bottoming. Here's where Bitcoin dominance bottomed. Here's where Bitcoin dominance bottomed. Where's Bitcoin dominance right now? Is Bitcoin dominance bottoming or is Bitcoin dominance topping? No, we spoke about it. Bitcoin dominance is topping and not bottoming, and therefore it's very, very unlikely that the Bitcoin USD pair is topping. Instead, Bitcoin USD pair is likely creating a massive SR flip, bottoming and preparing for the next major move towards the upside. All right, what about ETH? When is ETH ever going to outperform? Here's your ETH chart over here, getting absolutely obliterated. Please do keep an eye out on this region over here. This is your pivot level taken all the way from pretty much since it started its distribution, coming down into those low regions. And consequently, we do want to pay attention to around that 0.036 for a major bottom to occur on the ETH chart. Now you can see Vitalik recently came out and he said that he's open to lowering the solo staking requirements from 32 ETH to 1 ETH because 32 ETH is too expensive for most people, right? So you have to have 32 ETH in order to, stake on your own by yourself, as opposed to going in with, a larger protocol or a staking platform. But to do it by yourself at home, you need 32 ETH. So if he lowers that, ultimately what that's going to do is that will enhance the decentralization and security of the Ethereum network, and maybe that'll bring some new interest and optimism into the market, also decrease some of the selling pressure. So we'll keep an eye on ETH. ETH USD wise, because that's actually the way that you get paid. Remember, this is your major range low, right? This is your major range low. That's coming in at 2,132. Currently still putting in lower highs, right? This is lower highs on the USD pair on a high time frame chart, which is weekly. So you may see, one more sweep down in the event that Bitcoin does create a little bit of panic over there. Watch for the sweep below $2,000, probably presents a long-term buying opportunity. Okay, if we have a look at Total 3, which is overall the altcoin sector, it's holding up a lot better than Ethereum. And again, similar to what we did with Bitcoin, if we measure out from the low to the high and we look at the Fibonacci retracement levels, well, you can see we've tagged right into the golden pocket over there. That is your 0.65 to 618, at least in market cap wise, it's coming in for Total 3 at $564 to $569 billion mark. And look at the reaction out of that zone. So that was the buy the dip opportunity, and still putting in, those high lows, right? High lows over here. That's still the structure that you're looking at. And remember, you have already breached now the downsloping channel over there, or the upper boundary of the parallel channel going towards the downside. You've breached through that level, so you want to get back above into the zone as quick as possible, and that should bode really, really well for the rest of the altcoin sector, right? So keep an eye out on that. That's something to look at. And guys, be careful out there. Protect yourself against hacks, right? I saw this article as well over here. I was reading through it earlier today, just how sophisticated they're getting with these crypto hacks. In September 2024, so just ending off last month, it came in that the hacks were at $120 million. Centralized exchanges were the ones that were hit the hardest. So protect yourself. Today is the last day, the final opportunity where you stand the chance to get more than you bought, right? If you buy one ledger using the link in the description below, there is a possibility, it's like a lucky draw. Some of you will actually be receiving 2 to 3 ledgers in the same delivery. So use the link below. Above and beyond that, you're still getting Bitcoin on it, right? If you do use the link below, you're going to be getting some Bitcoin already loaded onto the ledger, which you can have in cold storage. Now, remember, some of the at least concerns that people have is that when they buy these ledgers, it means that they're unable to trade in and out of asset classes. Then they're worried, what about a stop loss? Remember, you can still connect these to other hot wallets, but the ledger will control the hot wallet seed phrases, right? So that you own the seed phrases, not the hot wallet. So if you're using something like a Phantom wallet or MetaMask, you can still connect that to the ledger. It's very, very easy to do. Just look it up there. Any YouTube video will show you how to do that. It's all self-explanatory. When you go into MetaMask or onto Phantom, there's a button in the top right, and you'll just click connect ledger. Then a ledger will essentially adopt the seed phrases, right? You'll own the seed phrases on your ledger, and that means that that's your final point of attack, really, right? So if anyone had to hack you, they'd physically need to get the seed phrases to your ledger, or they need to have your ledger to manually approve any transactions that are going on MetaMask or Phantom. So use the link below. Today is the final day. It's the last day at 12 o'clock this evening. I think UTC time, midnight is where the promotion ends. You'll no longer get that opportunity. So the link is below. And to take it a step further, guys, protect yourself using a VPN. Remember, how does a VPN work? You have your device over here, you turn your VPN on, and ultimately it encrypts the data, right? Masking your VPN, showing you that you have a different VPN and you locate it somewhere else in the world, right? And therefore you can surf the internet securely. So this all for only at the price of one cappuccino a month, right? So $3.37 a month, you're getting a 73% savings as well if you use that link that's in the description below. So stay protected. Ledger, NordVPN, make sure you are safe out there. All right. Please drop your chart requests. Everybody drop your chart requests. Let's get into some of the altcoin mix over here. Let's see how the altcoin sector is looking, starting off with 𝗬𝗎. You can see 𝗬𝗎 over here did put in a bit of a pullback over here. So pay attention, watch for a little bit of a high low to form. If it continues down, I definitely think major support is going to be found over here at about $1.40. All right, I'm checking the chat there, guys. Everybody drop your requests. I see we got Rio, we got Arweave, Based AI, Reef, GRT, 𝗘𝗘𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧𝗧, Aero, Solana. We'll have a look at all of those. Let's quickly go to Injective. Injective coming back right into the golden pocket over there. Absolutely perfect. Finding a bit of support. So if Bitcoin does put in the high low over here, use Bitcoin kind of as your guide for the perfect time to enter into these other coins. You still want to chart them independently, but if Bitcoin starts to move into a risk on environment and bounce, confirming the high low, chances are all the altcoins are going to do exactly the same thing. So you are at major support right now in the golden pocket. You hit that level at 1849 to 1880. That's between the 0.65 and 618. Finding support, putting in the high low, and you're looking for a bounce out of that region. All right, I see we have a question on NEAR. Look at that, NEAR ever so slightly missing the 618 over there. Possible high-low territory right over here where it just narrowly missed the 436 target, right? It went down to 442, narrowly missing the 436 target, starting to bounce over there. So all of these coins, watch for the higher lows over here, which are potentially being made right now. Okay, absolutely beautiful, beautiful zone over here for Casper. What an easy trade opportunity, honestly. You know, entering in over there, stop loss goes below the bottom of the range and at least trading it to the top side of the range. If you're a leverage trader looking for a quick trade, I think that it will break out with Bitcoin anyway, going into new all-time highs. So long-term, very, very good zone for Casper to start to establish a bit of a position. Okay, you have say also back testing over here. You can see the previous little order block that led to the big move up. So generally speaking, you want say to hold up above this region over here. You don't want any candles below that, which means your invalidation on longs, if you're trading say, is going to be 35, right? 35 cents is your invalidation. Anything below that, and it's just deviating back into the range, right? All right, let's continue. Keep dropping your requests there, guys. Let's have a look. I did notice as well, in terms of the real world assets, Mantra continuing to push up, holding very, very strong over here, probably going to push to new all-time highs. I saw also there was a request there for Rio. Rio, one of the trades that we long on, it finally came back into that region, the area of interest. We said if it is super bullish, you would expect a bounce coming off of the 0.382 price-wise. That correlates to $1.05. And you can see you're getting that bounce over here. You need to be a little bit patient to confirm the high-low. We're still long on this on leverage, and we're looking for a move. This is in whale room all the way up to $2.09. Okay, we'll go into the rest. I see there's Phantom, Arweave, etc. I do want to just remind you, in whale room, right, we have other top traders over there dropping absolutely amazing trades. You got stacks up 123% over there. This is from 𝗕𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓. And then also you have 𝗕𝗗𝗓𝗓𝗓𝗓 over here. He's always doing scalp trades, 63%, 15, 27. A lot of profitable trades over there in whale room for any of you that do want to join. Okay, let's go. We said Phantom and we said Arweave. So let's go to Phantom over here. How is Phantom looking? Quickly pull that up, and then we'll go into Arweave. Okay, Phantom perfectly backtesting into major support. This is the region where you want to see price hold. Remember, it came out of the inverse head and shoulders, and the target over here was going up to 83 cents. You backtesting into the bottom over there. The target is still valid, right? So it's a backtest into support over there, and then you're looking for reaccumulation, high low, and a bigger push up into that next zone. Okay, 𝗬𝗢𝗢𝗓 was getting smashed yesterday towards the downside, but let's see if there's any change over there. Okay, you're right at the bottom of that pivot level. You're fast approaching the major horizontal support. So this is the one area of interest. Please do keep an eye out on that. I should probably also just bring up in whale room quickly. Let's see. I forgot to have a look at this. Let's quickly go to double check what's happening with, of course, the flows, right? Or the deltas at least. So delta is still negative, right? Negative over here. Bitcoin, ETH, Solana, Pepe, WIF, and NEAR. All of them very, very negative, showing you that shorts are trying to dominate the market over here. So, following, again, going back onto this chart, we've seen when there's been long liquidations consecutively like this, typically it only happens for about 3 or 4 days in a row. Currently, we've had exactly that, right? 1, 2, 3, and the 4th day in a row. Around about that 4th, 5th day in a row is where you're looking for a major reversal, because that's what we've seen in the prior times, especially over the course of this year. So please do keep that in your mind when you go about your trading. Okay, we got 𝗥𝗓𝗧. Let's have a look at 𝗥𝗓𝗧. That's also one of the requests over there, 𝗥𝗓𝗧. There it is, AXL. Let's pull it up. So 𝗥𝗓𝗧, there we go. I said most likely a ranging market over here for 𝗥𝗓𝗧, even though it had a recent push up over here. I do think it's one that you should be careful of, before aping in, because it's probably just ranging. There's your range low coming in 38 cents, range high coming in at 76 cents over there. Okay, Velo. I haven't seen Velo for a long time, but I see that as a request. So let's check it out. There it is on the top. Velo, how is Velo doing? Let's just get some perspective. Okay, obviously got a lot of people majorly underwater. These are charts you have to be very careful of, guys. If you're taking it for a super short-term trade, fair enough, no problem. We can also have a look at that. Where are the levels? Short-term trades. Let's just quickly see over here. Okay, ultimate major range low. If you're already in a trade, great. I mean, there's not a trade here, in my opinion. If anything, I'd be looking for, a short opportunity based on Velo breaking that and possibly coming back down. So you're looking at something like this, break of structure, come all the way back down to the bottom of the range. So I wouldn't go for this one for the long term, just more short-term trades. All right. What else have we got? TON. Yeah, we can have a look at Telegram. We haven't seen that one for a while. We haven't updated it for a while. So where's it? Where's TON? How can I be missing TON? It must be a... okay, guys, let me just type it in. I swear it must be right there. But anyways, maybe I clicked off of it by mistake. I did. Okay, let's move it back into where it's supposed to be in the layer 1 section. TON. Here we go. Okay, let's put it there. There we go. TON. So there's TON. I told you guys, be careful as it approaches the 618 to 65. You might get a pullback from there. You can see literally missed it by about a cent and started to pull back. So yeah, ranging as well, ranging over here. Look, I'm not really too, it looks like it's putting in a reversal candle over there as per the posturing of yesterday's candle. You might chop about, but ultimately I'd be looking to allocate into this low region over here at about 450. And if it loses that region, the real sweet spot, which it hasn't tested for a very, very, very long time, if this is all one massive deviation like this, let's grab our highlights. If this is one massive deviation, then you're looking for a move back into this zone. And something that did a similar move was Chainlink, right? There you can look at that, right? Massive deviation all the way back down to the breakout level. So that's what I'd be watching for on TON as a potential. Let's go back onto the chart. There it is. Do you guys see? Do you understand? Right? Big breakout level, huge deviation, back to $3. I think that's possible. If that happens, that's probably where I'll allocate largely into TON. Okay, Trueflation. Yeah, we can have a look at Trueflation. All right. There it is, TrueFi. Okay, TrueFi. So it broke the upsloping trend line, still range bound over here. Look, again, I would wait over here. It might be finding a little bit of support around that mid-range. So let's just quickly mark out the mid-range level. Just chuck that in there. And let's put the 50%. Nope, it's lost the 50%. So gaining acceptance below the 50% opens up the possibility to come all the way down to 0.0301. Okay, 𝗏𝗡. We haven't looked at 𝗏𝗡 for a long time either. So let's have a look at 𝗏𝗡. Is 𝗏𝗡 even on this list anymore? Looks like it's also fallen out there. So 𝗏𝗡. 𝗏𝗡 obviously hasn't performed very well at all. Do we have one that's already charted? That's 𝗪𝗧𝗥𝗟𝗏. Okay, let's just pull up a new one from Binance. There we go. Okay, is this the right one? I have to look for another one, guys. I don't know if that one is correct. Let's just see if there's another 𝗏𝗡 with more history. Let's go to the... Which one should we go to? Let's go to... All right, I'm going to go to this one over here, to Coinbase. Okay, I mean, it is bad, right? Okay, that's 𝗏𝗡 pretty much at all-time lows. I'm not even going to chart this. It's terrible. Okay, we can have a look at some more. What have we got? Rune. Yeah, we can have a look at Rune. We did look at it yesterday. I think Rune was at a pretty interesting level yesterday when I looked at it. So there it is. Very interesting level. Why? Well, because you have this reaccumulation taking place, higher highs and high lows in the making, prices coming down. You have the upsloping trend line, and you have your 0.65 to 618, that golden pocket. If Bitcoin pushes up, like I showed, rejects and comes down one more time, then pay attention to this zone over here. That would be $4.14 to $4.22, which is going to be on Rune. All right. Let's see. How about something different like XMR? Okay, let's have a look at XMR. Let's see what's happening with XMR over here. XMR USDT. Which one should I use? I will take Monero from Mexi. Let's have a look at that one. Okay, I can't think that this one's doing well as a super old coin, but let's have a look nevertheless. Okay, just a bit of perspective. Look, I mean, this is going to be, your ultimate range low. You can see the SR flip. There we go. And then I'd be looking at the range high. Pretty much I'll just view it as that, range bound. Range bound. That's the truth, right? It's just chopping about. Look, buy it near the bottom of the range low, short sell it near the top over there, giving you an 82% move right now to the middle of no man's land. I can't even say that it's trending, right? It's just sloppy all over the place, creating a new swing low over here. So that is Monero. All right, Bonk. Yeah, let's have a look at some of the meme coins. So how is Bonk doing? Bonk top of the list over here. Remember, broke out of the falling wedge formation. Of course, creating a big scare within the market. This could be the zone, right? This could be the zone where you start to bounce. You don't want to see it break below this line over here, which is going to be 181,887. You back testing into your breakout level. You want to find support over here, create a high low, and then continue the breakout from the falling wedge formation, right? So falling wedges, typically you would expect that a falling wedge would play out something like this, breaks out, comes back, back tests, and then slowly but surely, you should be pushing up like that on something like Bonk. Yeah, let's have a look at Brett as well. Brett's another one over here. One of my at least biggest meme coin positions, which I'm accumulating for the long term. Back into support, hit the 618 golden pocket over there. So 0.65 to 618, finding support. You want to see a high low form over here, and you want to see this rally on out, and you want to see it eventually break this downsloping trend line and continue onwards and upwards. All right, guys, let me know as well. When I finish with the show, please let me know in the comment section. I do read the comments afterwards. What do you want to see more of, right? What do you want to see more of? And then I'll remind you as well, please join into the World Series of Trading event. 2 hours left to register. You have to have a unified account, right? So you're going to have to go into ByBit and switch to a unified account to participate. Unified just means that everything is collated into one easy to use place, right? So it's not like you don't have a spot derivatives, perpetual, inverse perpetual. It's all in one place, one platform. And then again, stay protected. It's the last day, right? Last day for the ledger opportunity where you could get an extra one. And then, of course, sign up to NordVPN to get the promotion over there. And then the last show for the day, of course, is if you do want to scalp, if you want to trade, if you want to learn more about how we view the markets with the team, then Whale Room is the place to do that. Okay, let's check a couple more over here. What else have we got? Turbo. Yeah, we can have a look at Turbo in terms of the meme sector. Let's just quickly find that over here as Turbo on the top. Okay, so Turbo still doing okay over here, chopping about. This was the place to buy it near the bottom of the range low. I can't really give you a perfect entry right now at these levels. All that we can do is just look, in relation to the fib. Did it find support over there at that golden pocket? And the answer is yes, right there, perfectly into the pocket. Look at that, hits the level and starting to move onwards and out there. So I should probably make this one a little bit brighter just so we can see it properly. Let's make that one white. There we go. And then let's just save over that. Save drawing. There we go. By the way, this is how you can do it, right? And we are saving the, there it is, the golden pocket. Save over that. Yes, we want to save over that. Perfect. Okay. Mog, yeah, let's have a look at Mog. Ponky, let's also look at Ponky. How's Ponky doing? Okay, approaching back to the support region. If you miss Ponky and you want an allocation, this is the zone. 26 cents is the area of interest. What was the other one that I just got asked and I missed now? We said Ponky, Mog. It was Mog that you asked for. Okay, so heading into the 50% level, holding it as support, looking at a high low over here. A lot of the coins based on what their candle looks like yesterday, a little bit of an indecision candle, and it looks like there is a chance for bulls to take over and get price high, but it totally depends on whether Bitcoin's going to reject from that underside resistance and come down one more time, or if it's just going to continue to push up. So that's what you want to be watching for over there. 𝗲𝗏. Okay, 𝗲𝗏 all the way back into the key support region over here. That is an area of interest. If you don't have 𝗲𝗏 and you're looking for a bit of an allocation, that is a fairly decent zone for a bounce. Okay, I think we just looked at Mog. What else do we have? PopCat. How's PopCat doing? Absolutely wonderfully. One of our top picks. 𝗕𝗫𝗓𝗏. Absolutely wonderfully. One of our top picks as well, pushing towards the upside over there. Chinese Pepe coin, aka Pepe. Holding up over there, but not looking as good as Giga and PopCat. Okay, what else have we got? Let's see WIF. Let's just quickly check WIF. So WIF also coming back, testing the bottom over here. I think this is what, similar to Bong, right? Bong comes back down, retest that region. WIF is doing the exact same thing. So you're looking for anywhere between 180 and around this $2 region for WIF to possibly find major support. All right, guys, that's it from me. Let's cut it over there. I'll see all of you on the next show. I hope you have a stellar weekend. For the rest of you, I'll see you in Whale Room later today. And cheers for now, fam. Cheers for now.